Area of Triangles and Trapezoids homework worksheet. Number 1. You're given the directions, find the area and perimeter of each figure and show your work. Remember, the area formula is 1/2 times base times height for a triangle. So plug it in. Our base is going to be 6 meters and the height that makes the 90-degree angle is 8 meters. So area will equal 1/2 times 6 times 8. You can do this in your calculator and you will get 24. Your label is meters, and because it's area, it's squared. For perimeter, you're only looking at the 3 sides and you'll add the 3 sides up. So perimeter is 8 plus 6 plus 10. And you will get 24, and the label is meters. Number 2, again, it's a triangle, so the area formula is 1/2 times base times height. Plug it in. Our base is down on the bottom, it's the 8, and the 90-degree angle had to be drawn in with the dotted line, and that means that our height is 5. So it'll be 1/2 times 8 times 5. You will get that 1/2 times 8 times 5 is 20, and your label is meters, and it's area, so it's squared. For perimeter, you need to look at the 3 sides. You're given 2 numbers, 8 meters and 6 meters. We're not going to worry about the inside for the perimeter, but the last one we need is not given to you, but you can figure it out because you will see that there is a tick mark on each of the sides, and that means that 2 of the sides are the same, that it's an isosceles triangle. So this side is going to be the same as the other side, which is 6 meters. So now you just add them all up. 6 plus 6 plus 8. And you will get 20, and the label is meters. Number 3, because you have an obtuse triangle, you needed to have the height drawn in. Your area formula is the same. It is 1/2 times base times height. Your base is down at the bottom with the 8 meters. So area will be 1/2 times 8 times the height that's drawn in to make the 90-degree angle, which is 4. Your area is 16. The label is inches, and because it's area, it's squared. For perimeter, you need the 3 sides added up, and here it's important that since we drew in this 4 inches, that you do not include that as a side. The real side is here, it's the 5 inches, so you're going to add the 5, the 8, and the 10. And you will get that the perimeter is 23 inches. Number 4, you have a trapezoid. And the formula for area is 1/2 times the height times the quantity of base 1 plus base 2. Base 1 is the 6 meters and base 2 is the 10 meters. The height needed to be drawn in with the dotted lines, and that's the 4 meters. So area will be 1/2 times 4 times the quantity of 6 plus 10. You can put that all in the calculator, make sure that you use the parentheses, or you could do the order of operations. 6 plus 10 is 16, so it's really going to be 1/2 times 4 times 16, and you'll get that the area is 32. Your label was meters, and remember it's squared because it's area. For perimeter, you're adding up the sides, so we don't need to worry about the height on the inside. Perimeter is 5 plus 10 plus 4 plus 6. And you will get that it's 25, and the label was meters. For number 5, you have a right trapezoid. So remember that your area formula is 1/2 times height times the quantity of base 1 plus base 2. Base 1 is 5 meters, base 2 is 8 meters, and because it's a right trapezoid, we already have our right angle, so the height is 6 meters. So you'll plug in 1/2 times 6 times the quantity of 5 plus 8. When you figure that out, area will be 39. Your label is meters, and because it's area, it's squared. For perimeter, now you're going to do all four sides added up. So it'll be 5 plus 6 plus 8 plus 7, and you'll get 26, and the label's meters. Number 6, again, you have a right trapezoid, but your parallel lines are on the left and the right, so you have to remember the parallel lines are the bases. Your area formula is 1/2 times height times the quantity of base 1 plus base 2. When you plug it in, your base 1 is going to be the 3 feet because that's the smaller parallel line, and then 9 feet will be the second base. Your height is whatever makes the right angle, so that will be 5. So it'll be 1/2 times 5 times the quantity of 3 plus 9. You will get that your area is 30. Your label is feet and it's area, so make sure to square it. For perimeter, you're just adding up the four sides. So you have 7 plus 9 plus 5 plus 3, and you'll get that your perimeter is 24, and the label was feet. For number 7, you have a word problem. You're going to try to find the answer to the question. The area of a trapezoid is 32 yards squared. The two bases measure 6 yards and 10 yards. How tall is the trapezoid? So we already know the area, which is 32. We know that base 1 is 6 and base 2 is 10, but we don't know the height or how tall it is. So first start with your formula. Since it's a trapezoid, it is 1/2 times height times the quantity of base 1 plus base 2. Plug in what you know. We know that area is 32. We can bring down the 1/2. We don't know the height, so we'll keep the h. And then in the parentheses, we know base 1 is 6, adding 10, and now we can try to figure it out. So first start off with solving what's in the parentheses. It'll still be 1/2 times the height times 6 plus 10, which is 16. Bring down the 32 and the equal sign. Take 1/2 of 16, which is 8, and because it's multiplying times the h, we can keep it as 8h. Now to get rid of the 8, we divide by 8 on both sides, and we get that h is equal to 4. Bring down your label, which is yards. It's just the height, so it stays yards. Number 8. A triangle has a height of 12 inches. Its area is 60 inches. What is the length of its base? So start with your formula for a triangle. Area equals 1/2 times base times height. We know the area, it's 60 inches. So you could plug that in. Then you have 1/2 times, we don't know the base, so we'll keep b for base, but we do have a height of 12. So we'll multiply 12. You can multiply 1/2 times 12 by taking half of 12, and that will be 6, and it's multiplied times b, so we'll just keep it 6b. We need to get rid of the 6, so we'll divide by 6 on both sides, and that will give us a base of 60 divided by 6, which is 10. Bring down your label. It's inches. Because it's just a side, it stays inches. So the base is 10 inches.